Welcome to Framework, the podcast that makes the NIST cybersecurity framework practical, engaging, and accessible. Whether you're a cybersecurity professional, business leader, or simply curious about how organizations defend against cyber threats, this series is for you. This podcast is inspired by a comprehensive guide to the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0, a best-selling resource written by cybersecurity expert Dr. Jason Edwards and trusted by professionals worldwide. In each episode, we'll leverage a few insights from Jason's extensive book to dive deep into CSF 2.0, unpacking every function, category, and subcategory with real-world applications you can immediately use. If you're enjoying this episode and want to learn more, head over to cyberauthor.me to grab your copy of the book and access additional resources to enhance your cybersecurity journey. You can also visit baremetalcyber.com, where over 2 million people last year explored expert insights, articles, and practical tools across a wide range of cybersecurity topics. RS.MA-02 Triaging and Validating Incident Reports. RS.MA-02 ensures that organizations effectively assess and validate cybersecurity incident reports to prioritize response efforts, minimize false positives, and ensure accurate incident classification. This subcategory belongs to the Respond function within the National Institute of Standards and Technology Cybersecurity Framework, version 2.0, emphasizing that a structured triage process helps organizations distinguish between legitimate security threats, system anomalies, and non-critical events to ensure that security teams focus on the most urgent incidents first. Without clear triaging and validation procedures, organizations risk wasting valuable resources on false alarms, overlooking genuine threats, and responding inefficiently to high-priority security events. By implementing structured triaging and validation processes, organizations ensure that cybersecurity incident reports, such as intrusion detection system, IDS, alerts, endpoint security warnings, and user-reported phishing attempts, are assessed for accuracy, severity, and potential impact before initiating a full-scale incident response. A well-defined triage and validation framework enables security teams to prioritize threats, assign response actions based on severity, and reduce the likelihood of alert fatigue and false positives. Organizations that adopt automated threat correlation tools, enforce structured security alert classification, and integrate artificial intelligence-driven anomaly detection improve their ability to rapidly distinguish between real cyber threats and benign events, streamlining response efforts and minimizing disruptions. Multiple stakeholders play a role in triaging and validating incident reports. Security Operations Center SOC analysts and incident response teams are responsible for reviewing security alerts, cross-referencing threat intelligence sources, and determining which incidents require escalation. IT support teams and system administrators ensure that reported incidents are not the result of system misconfigurations or expected software behavior before security teams engage in a full response. Business leadership and risk management professionals play a critical role in establishing incident prioritization criteria to ensure that security teams focus on threats that pose the greatest risk to organizational assets. Effective incident triaging and validation are implemented through automated alert correlation, structured impact assessments, and predefined escalation workflows. This includes using machine learning to filter false positives, applying structured impact-based categorization to security alerts, and integrating real-time threat intelligence to verify the credibility of reported incidents. Organizations that fail to implement structured triaging and validation workflows risk overloading security teams with false alarms, delaying responses to actual cyber threats, and increasing exposure to undetected attacks due to improperly classified incidents. Several key terms define incident triaging and validation and their role in cybersecurity governance. Security event correlation ensures that organizations analyze patterns across multiple security alerts to determine if a series of related events indicates a larger cyber threat. Incident severity classification ensures that organizations assign priority levels to cybersecurity incidents based on impact, scope, and business risk. Automated false positive filtering ensures that organizations use machine learning to reduce the number of irrelevant or low-risk alerts reaching security analysts. Threat intelligence enrichment ensures that organizations validate security incidents using real-world cyber threat intelligence feeds. Incident escalation workflows ensure that organizations define structured processes for routing high-priority security incidents to the appropriate response teams. Challenges in triaging and validating incident reports often lead to inefficient security operations, increased analyst workload, and missed cyber threats. One common issue is high false positive rates, where organizations generate too many security alerts due to misconfigured detection tools, overwhelming security analysts with unnecessary investigations. Another issue is failure to apply standardized incident classification criteria, where organizations lack structured guidelines for distinguishing minor security events from major cyber incidents, leading to inconsistent response actions. Some organizations mistakenly believe that triaging security alerts is only necessary for large-scale incidents, without recognizing that small-scale anomalies, when correlated properly, can reveal hidden attack campaigns or early-stage intrusions. When organizations implement structured incident triaging and validation frameworks, they enhance cybersecurity efficiency, improve response prioritization, and strengthen their ability to detect and mitigate cyber threats. A structured triage model ensures that cybersecurity teams process incident reports accurately, business leadership prioritizes response efforts based on risk, and IT security teams integrate automated alert validation techniques into security monitoring operations. Organizations that adopt AI-driven alert filtering, enforce structured security incident categorization, and deploy real-time threat correlation models develop a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy that strengthens resilience against evolving cyber threats. Organizations that fail to properly triage and validate incident reports face significant security, operational, and compliance risks. Without a structured triage process, businesses risk overlooking real security threats, misallocating security resources, and slowing down response times. A common issue is alert fatigue, where security analysts become overwhelmed with excessive security alerts, causing them to dismiss or ignore important warnings due to the sheer volume of notifications. Another major challenge is failure to integrate automation into the triage process, where organizations rely solely on manual security event reviews, leading to delays in identifying and escalating high-priority threats. By implementing structured incident triaging and validation processes, organizations ensure that security teams accurately assess and prioritize security alerts based on severity, impact, and credibility. A well-defined triage process incorporates automation, artificial intelligence-driven filtering, and real-time security event correlation to ensure that security teams can quickly focus on the most critical incidents. Organizations that deploy SIM solutions with advanced correlation capabilities, integrate machine learning-driven anomaly detection, and enforce structured alert classification workflows, improve their ability to detect threats faster, reduce false positives, and streamline response operations. At the partial tier, organizations lack structured triaging procedures, leading to inconsistent and inefficient security event validation. Incident reports are processed manually, often without predefined classification rules, causing delays in response efforts and increased exposure to cyber threats. A small business at this level may receive repeated failed login alerts but fail to investigate whether they indicate a brute force attack, resulting in an undetected account compromise. At the risk-informed tier, organizations begin to establish formal triaging and validation policies, ensuring that security teams follow structured guidelines to classify and prioritize incidents. However, security alert processing may still be manual, with analysts reviewing alerts individually without automated correlation, leading to delays in detecting sophisticated attack patterns. A mid-sized retail company at this level may categorize malware infections based on severity, but fail to correlate related suspicious activities across multiple endpoints, missing an early-stage ransomware attack. At the repeatable tier, organizations implement a fully structured triaging and validation framework, ensuring that security alerts are automatically categorized, correlated, and escalated based on predefined risk criteria. Cybersecurity governance is formalized, with leadership actively involved in defining security event classification standards, enforcing automated false positive reduction strategies, and ensuring compliance with industry threat intelligence integration requirements. A multinational financial institution at this stage may use AI-powered alert processing to dynamically filter low-risk security alerts while prioritizing high-risk threats for immediate response. At the adaptive tier, organizations employ machine learning-driven incident triage, predictive attack correlation modeling, and continuous real-time security event validation to proactively assess security incidents and refine triage criteria based on evolving cyber threats. Incident triaging and validation are fully integrated into enterprise cybersecurity governance, ensuring that security teams use real-time analytics to detect and prioritize cyber threats dynamically. A global cloud service provider at this level may leverage AI-driven predictive analytics to automatically detect and escalate threats before they are formally reported, significantly reducing time to detection and response. Triaging and validating incident reports align with multiple controls in the National Institute of Standards and Technology Special Publication 800-53, ensuring that organizations implement structured alert classification models and proactive cybersecurity triage strategies. One key control is IR-5 incident monitoring, which requires organizations to establish structured processes for continuously monitoring, assessing, and categorizing security alerts based on risk impact. A healthcare provider implementing this control may use automated security event correlation tools to filter out false positives while prioritizing alerts related to unauthorized access to patient records. Another key control is SI-4 system monitoring, which mandates that organizations continuously collect and analyze security event data to detect anomalous activities and validate potential cyber threats. A government agency implementing this control may use machine learning-driven threat detection models to analyze network behavior and identify malicious activities across classified systems. Triaging and validating incident reports also aligns with AU-6, Audit Review, Analysis, and Reporting, which requires organizations to analyze security event data, validate reported incidents, and generate structured reports for internal review and regulatory compliance. This control ensures that organizations track incident trends, refine threat detection criteria, and continuously improve their security event triage processes. A multinational energy company implementing this control may use AI-powered security audit tools to analyze past incident reports, identify patterns of recurring threats, and enhance real-time triage workflows for future security events. These controls can be adapted based on organizational size, industry, and cybersecurity maturity. A small business may implement basic triaging procedures, ensuring that security teams manually review high-priority alerts and escalate potential threats to leadership for further investigation. A large enterprise may deploy automated CM solutions, AI-driven security event filtering, and predictive cyber risk modeling tools to ensure that incident triage and validation remain continuously refined and aligned with evolving cyber risks. Organizations in highly regulated industries such as finance, healthcare, and national security may require legally mandated security alert validation processes, compliance-driven security event audits, and structured cybersecurity triage workflows to align with regulatory requirements. Auditors assess an organization's ability to triage and validate incident reports by reviewing whether documented, consistently enforced, and automated triage frameworks are in place. They evaluate whether organizations implement predefined alert classification models, enforce structured cybersecurity event validation processes, and integrate real-time security alert correlation mechanisms into enterprise-wide security governance. If an organization fails to accurately validate and prioritize security threats, auditors may issue findings highlighting gaps in cybersecurity risk management, weak alignment between triage policies and compliance mandates, and failure to integrate structured alert correlation strategies into enterprise security frameworks. To verify compliance, auditors seek specific types of evidence. Incident triage policy documentation and structured security alert classification reports demonstrate that organizations formally define and enforce cybersecurity event validation standards. Security event correlation logs and automated incident response escalation reports provide insights into whether organizations proactively detect, validate, and mitigate security threats based on structured triage frameworks. AI-driven cybersecurity threat detection dashboards and predictive security analytics show whether organizations effectively track, monitor, and refine incident validation strategies using real-world attack data and adaptive security controls. A compliance success scenario could involve a global financial services provider that undergoes an audit and provides evidence that structured cybersecurity incident triaging strategies are fully integrated into enterprise security governance, ensuring that all security alerts are continuously monitored, classified, and escalated based on predefined impact levels. Auditors confirm that incident triage policies are systematically enforced, validation mechanisms are dynamically refined, and enterprise-wide cybersecurity governance frameworks align with structured security event prioritization models. In contrast, an organization that fails to implement structured triage frameworks, neglects real-time security alert correlation, or lacks formalized cybersecurity threat validation workflows may receive audit findings for poor cybersecurity risk management, weak security event classification accuracy, and failure to align triage strategies with regulatory compliance mandates. Organizations face multiple barriers in ensuring that cybersecurity incident triaging and validation remain continuous and effective. One major challenge is lack of integration between security monitoring tools and triage workflows, where organizations fail to connect automated security event correlation with incident prioritization mechanisms, leading to inefficiencies in identifying critical threats. Another challenge is failure to establish standardized incident classification criteria, where organizations lack structured security alert validation frameworks, causing inconsistent prioritization of cybersecurity threats. A final challenge is difficulty managing alert fatigue, where organizations receive excessive security event notifications but lack automated filtering mechanisms to prioritize high-risk threats effectively. Organizations can overcome these barriers by developing structured cybersecurity triage frameworks, ensuring that security event validation policies remain continuously optimized, and integrating real-time security event prioritization models into enterprise-wide cybersecurity governance strategies. Investing in AI-driven security event correlation, automated cyber threat classification, and predictive security risk analytics ensures that organizations dynamically assess, monitor, and refine cybersecurity incident validation strategies in real time. Standardizing cybersecurity incident triaging methodologies across departments, subsidiaries, and external business partners ensures that cybersecurity triage policies are consistently applied, reducing exposure to overlooked security threats while strengthening enterprise-wide cybersecurity resilience. By embedding cybersecurity triage and validation strategies into enterprise security governance frameworks, organizations enhance security event prioritization capabilities, improve regulatory compliance, and ensure sustainable cybersecurity incident classification processes across evolving cyber risk landscapes. That wraps up today's discussion on framework. Don't stop here. Head over to cyberauthor.me to explore more cybersecurity topics and discover a best-selling book covering NIST and other critical cyber frameworks. Please like, rate, and review this episode on Apple and Spotify. Until next time, remember that knowledge is power.